And then Shalom, Shalom. Think About It Thursday underway. Your brother Azrael and the brother Denal, the brother Yeshaya may or not be getting on. I know he asked a little earlier, but I know it's kind of late just now getting in and situated from the day. But, we want to give all glory and honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who sent his son as an instrument of salvation for the nation of Israel. Today, we got a Think About It Thursday lesson class to give you guys something to think about. Found something on Instagram. So shout out to all my social media users. I know a lot of people have their ways of feeling about social media, but for me, I always find something to think about, coincidentally, when I am on social media, and I try to relate what I see to the scriptures, right? With that being said, I don't follow too much folly, right? But nonetheless, man, I got a video entitled Sacrifice of Fools. We're going to be watching a video. Then I have a few precepts to dissect the video after the video is played. I know a lot of people may not get on tonight, but hopefully this will be something up and ready for you guys tomorrow to fellowship with. The video is of a football coach, and he's talking to his team, pretty much telling them where they're going wrong, right? So, and you see right here in the corner, Deion Sanders says, "You are right, my brother. They want a field trip," right? And that says a lot right there. A lot of us, a lot of people in the world, they want a field trip to heaven, right? And they give the sacrifice of fools, and they think that's gonna be all it takes, right? But let's get into this video, man. I'm gonna refresh the page. There may or may not be some verbiage. There may or may not be some verbiage. You guys know how football coaches can get, but nonetheless, hopefully it's edifying. And we'll play it all the way through.
When it's time to go do the bullshit 7-on-7 shit, y'all all there, pack fucking crib. Y'all want to go all the way to Tennessee, all the way to all these different states to go play, and y'all not even developing here. Y'all not even.
Where's the video at?
When it's time to go do the bullshit 7-on-7 shit, y'all all there, pack fucking crib. Y'all want to go all the way to Tennessee, all the way to all these different states to go play, and y'all not even developing here. Y'all not even beating the people in y'all own hometown. So what sense do it make for you to go all the way to Cali to play in 7-on-7? You can't even beat the fucking team next door to you. You can't even win your section. You can't even win your state. But you're going to go to Vegas and Florida and play against all the top players in the country. Like, come on, make it make sense to me. But they don't want to put the work in. But we trying to make this the hub for great football players in the area, in the state. When the top colleges come to Indiana, they got to stop in Northwest Indiana. Like, that's the whole point of this shit. That's the whole point of our platform, to get hundreds of thousands of followers and a whole bunch of coaches on our page. So when we post y'all, they know about y'all. And it's the first stop. That's the point of all this shit, is for y'all. So it's a slap in our face when we have a session and nobody show up. And it don't even got to be us. If it's somebody else out here training and holding free sessions in the indoor facility, you let me know. Because I ain't seeing it. Ain't nobody at the Sparta Dome doing it. Ain't nobody whereabouts. They not doing this. Is like, why wouldn't you take advantage of this? And it was free. It ain't telling y'all to pay $20, $30. It's some trainers that make y'all pay thousands of dollars. We said it's free. Just come get work. How hard is that? See y'all on Instagram. My fault.
Right. Now, the coach unpacked a lot, man, pretty much saying, hey, look, y'all want to put on for social media. Y'all want to put on y'all gear. Y'all want to go to all these exposure camps. Y'all want to, spend all this money on flights and tickets and admission costs to go to these training camps. when y'all got something free right here? These coaches built this place, had it built, and are giving free sessions in your own hometown, yet you feel like it's not enough. Yet you just gotta spend your money. Yet you just gotta make yourself appear to be something, right? When, like the coach said, you can't even win, you can't even beat the people in your own hometown. You're not even good enough to be a standout in your own hometown, but you're steady trying to be something that you're not, right? So he unpacked a lot in this video. A lot of us in life, right? We are the same way, just like those students, right? That's why I titled this "A Sacrifice of Fools." A lot of us are in Christianity, and we say, "Oh, I pay my tithes. Well, my grandmother's a pastor. Oh, I do this, I do that." Right? When in all actuality, the truth is right before you. The work is right before you. A lot of times, people want to know how they can work for the Lord or do something for the Lord. And for example, just in our area, we try to tell brothers and sisters all the time to come fellowship and congregate or come to camp. It's right here, made easy. We even say that we'll come pick you up, brother, sister. We'll give you gas money, right? But they'd rather go to some school or go to some church where the pastor never talks to them, or pay tithes somewhere else to make them feel like they're doing something, right? Make them feel a part of something, right? When right in their own backyard, right, is the answer, right? They're not even equipped to understand the Bible, but they want to go and act like they are, right? And they give the sacrifice of fools. We see this with holidays, right? A lot of people in the world, right, will celebrate Christmas, and the act of showing love to somebody is just buying them a present. I bought them a Christmas present, so I'm good for the year, right? The sacrifice of fools. These college, these high school players, right? In their mind, if I can go to this training camp and put it on social media, if I can get this gear and put it on social media, if I can do these things, people are gonna think I'm the real deal. But it's not about thinking you're the real deal. It's about being the real deal, right? And noticing what's in your own backyard. A lot of us, we don't even look close to home when we are seeking for the truth, right? But we're finna get into these precepts. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, another thing too. The word says, "Buy this word and sell it not." Right? Buy this word and sell it not. Meaning, we're supposed to be giving these free training camps to our people, man. We're supposed to be giving that outlet to our people so that they can become the best them that they can. But a lot of us, right, we rather spend money, right? Because it makes us feel like we can be proud of something that we spent our money on. It makes us feel like we're legit or valid because we spent money on it, right? But the word says buy it and sell it not, meaning give it to people for free. This coach, he's giving this training facility for free, right? Is there something else I wanted to say before we get into these scripts? Right, so I said a lot of people know if they pay, right? If they don't pay, a lot of people know if they don't pay that they gotta be appreciative, right? My father, he bought me a new set of tires when I needed some tires a while back, right? And confessing, my ill thoughts, I didn't like the tires that he picked out, but because I wasn't paying for them, I had to be appreciative, right? So a lot of us, we don't like the free training like this coach is providing. We don't like the free knowledge of the truth of the Bible. We don't like the free fellowship. We don't like that because we know if we accept the free, that we gotta be appreciative, and nobody wants to be appreciative, man. Nobody wants to say, you know what, thank you. You know what, now I gotta do my part. Everybody just wants to pay a fee so that they can pacify it, right? What else I got? Um, right, another one would be Sunday services, right? A lot of people, when the truth is right here, the truth is right before your eyes. A lot of people make it a religion, right? And religiously, cult like, go to church on Sunday, right? Every Sunday. And so whenever somebody asks, do you know the Lord? Yeah, I go to church every Sunday. I used to be that person, right? That's a sacrifice of fools, right? Paying your tithes every Sunday, showing up, right? Every Sunday. And that's your get out of jail free card. You know what? I go to church every Sunday. I'm a good person. But how many of you guys know that on Judgment Day, the Most High is not going to have a record of how many times you went to church? He's not. He's gonna evaluate, did you take advantage of what's in your own backyard? Like this coach was saying, right? Do you want a free field trip to heaven, right? Or do you want to put the actual work in that it takes to get there, right? What else do I have here? Right, and a lot of people, they might, a lot of people, they might do charity, right? A lot of people, they'll do charity, bring out the camera, and that's their good deed, and that makes them a good person, right? The sacrifice of fools. But shalom to the brother Yash. I'm gonna play the video one more time, and then we'll jump into the scripts. But I wanted to just give those bullet points real quick before we get into the script. So I'll play it one more time.
When it's time to go do the bullshit 707 shit, y'all all there, pack fucking crib. Y'all want to go all the way to Tennessee, all the way to all these different states to go play, and y'all not even developing here. Y'all not even beating the people in y'all own hometown.
Right, and shout out to the brother Yeshaya, man. He a coach too, man. So he know what it's like trying to get into the head of the youth, right? But like the coach is saying, man, y'all not even good enough to get out your own hometown. Right, a lot of us, man, you're not even good enough to have some of the conversations that we are having in this truth, right? And you can, right? We've come across brothers and sisters, and we can be an outlet to these brothers and sisters, right, to increase their knowledge, but they'd rather go get it from somewhere else, from something else. They'd rather get that feeling of validation from something else when it's free right here in their own backyard, right?
Since do it make for you to go all the way to Cali to play 707? You can't even beat the fucking team next door to you. You can't even win your section. You can't even win your state. But you're gonna go to Vegas and Florida and play against all the top players in the country. Like, come on, make it make sense to me. But they don't want to put the work in. But we trying to make this the hub for great football players in the area.
Right. And you can kind of hear it in his voice, man. And that's how we are, man. In this truth, we trying to bring out the best and give the good news, the gospel, to as many people as we can. We like, bro, it's so simple. We got it for you, right? We've been doing the studying, and we want you to be where we at. A lot of times on the street corner, people be like, man, y'all know that Bible, man. I'm really proud of y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. We want you to be where we at. We want you to be on this side, man. We want to give you that same exposure. We want somebody to give you that compliment, right? But all you got to do is put the work in, right? Stop trying to be something that you're not. Stop trying to jump into battles you can't even, right? Like he said, you can't even beat the people in your own hometown, right? But you're trying to be something you're not.
When the top colleges come to Indiana, they got to stop in Northwest Indiana. Like, that's the whole point of this shit. That's the whole point of our platform, to get hundreds of thousands of followers and a whole bunch of coaches on our page. So when we post y'all, they know about y'all. And this the first stop. That's the point of all this shit, is for y'all.
Right? And that's the whole thing. Whenever we give the truth to anybody, it's to help them out. I don't care if we at the grocery store. I don't care if we at the gym. I don't care where we at. When we give the truth, it's to help them out. And it's to give them exposure to the Most High, so Most High can see them and be like, you know what? You come on in. Well done. Right? And so their family members can know that they're studied as well. We don't want to just hog this stuff to ourselves. We're not learning all this stuff just to keep it to ourselves, right? We're providing a training field for the people that need it. But the people that need it act like these high school kids, and they want to go somewhere else. They too worried about what other people think.
So it's a slap in our face when we have a session and nobody show up. And it don't even gotta be us. If it's somebody else out here training and holding free sessions in the indoor facility, you let me know. Because I ain't seeing it. Ain't nobody at the Sparta Dome doing it. Ain't nobody whereabouts. They not doing this. Is like, why wouldn't you take advantage of this? And it was free.
We got the answers. A lot of people, man, they and the three brothers, us three right here that's on right now, we've had people text us, man. We've had friends text us. We've had people want the answers, and we give it to them, but they don't want it. They don't want the phone call conversation. They too busy for that. They don't want to come out on Saturday and talk to us because they too lazy, right? But name somebody else that's doing that for you, that got the answers for you, that's willing to take time with you, right? I'm like him. Name somebody else that's doing this, right? That's this readily available for you, right? Nobody else is doing it, but yet you don't want to take advantage. And that's why the Bible talks about how they abuse the prophets, right? They misuse and abuse the prophets. And it's going to be until the Most High get mad. And you're going to have no excuse in that day because you knew somebody.
I ain't telling y'all to pay $20, $30. It's some trainers that make y'all pay thousands of dollars. We said it's free. Just come get work. How hard is that? See y'all on Instagram. My fault.
Right? We say it's free. It's free. You ain't got to go to seminary school. You ain't got to do none of that, bro. Right? You don't need no commendation like the brother Yah said. You don't need none of that, man. We got you. Right? Just come fellowship. And it don't even got to be with us. It could be with anybody in your local area, man. But best believe the Most High God is putting people in your path for you to make a decision. And it's up to you. But let's get into these scripts real quick, man. It shouldn't take too long. How many scripts is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scripts, man. Let's get Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. If y'all brothers could interchangeably read, Denal, you can go first.
Come.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 1.
Come on, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse number 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Lord, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil.
Right? These kids don't consider what they're doing as evil. They just think it's trendy, right? Just like our people. We just think it's trendy to go to church. We think it's trendy to pay our tithes. We think it's trendy to celebrate Christmas. We think it's trendy for agape love. We think it's trendy to join the Nation of Islam. We think it's trendy to pray to crystals, right? And give the sacrifice of fools. Don't even know that we being fools, man. That stuff don't even count, right? We don't keep our foot in the house of God. We don't even fear God. If you fear God, you be on your toes. That's what it's like keeping your foot. You be on your toes. You don't want to misstep, right? You got to be ready to hear, though. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather just do what make them feel good and call it raps for the day and pray that they get into the kingdom, right? Let's get the next one. What is it? Mark 7 and 7? Yeah, Mark 7 and 7. Mark 7 and 7.
God, it's the book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right? Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, or traditions of men. Let's read the next verse, Yash.
Verse number 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Right? You want to keep up with the Joneses, man. Keep the traditions of men, the doctrines and the commandments of men. And you're not going to make it unless you go to this training camp. You're not going to make it unless you go to this school. You're not going to make it unless you do this, right? Whatever the masses are doing, that's where they get their validation from, right? All of it is vain. It's vanity, right? They're washing pots and cups like the Pharisees, thinking that's going to be enough to get them into the kingdom. No, that's a sacrifice of fools, man. right? What you're doing is a sacrifice of fools. When somebody really in the trenches training for the day where he can get the right exposure, he's gonna be ready because he took advantage of what was given to him, right? You're not taking advantage, you're just trying to keep up with the traditions of men. So you can be accepted not by the Most High God, not by the coaches. You trying to be accepted of your peers, right? How silly is that to be accepted of your peers, right? Let's go to Matthew 23 and 5. All right, Matthew 23 and verse 5. Denal, if you could read this.
Come on, man. But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
Slakia, start at verse 4.
Con.
Talking about the Pharisees.
Con, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
Right. A lot of times, man, in life, it's always somebody telling you what you got to do to make it, right? In anything. And they put all these burdens on you and they don't give you any help, right? I was talking about this with the brother Denal the other day. I had a job once and I told this man how much I was making. And he said, come in my office real quick. And he said, man, you shouldn't be doing that, man. I could tell you're smart, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. They only paying you 15. I'm thinking he finna give me a job, right? It was a Jake. It was an older Jake. And he didn't give me no job. You know what he did? He told me, hey man, just go to this website real quick, scroll and find something that you think you might like, man. You gotta apply yourself. What? He putting a burden on me. That's not helping me out. Because we all know you gotta know somebody even to get these jobs, right? So my thing is, a lot of us, we put these heavy burdens on people and make them feel bad for where they are right now. Guess what? If I would have stayed with that job, Lord knows I'd probably be making $25 an hour right now and having a side gig because of what it was, right? But you know, he put that heavy burden on me, and now in my mind, I'm thinking I'm better than this job. I shouldn't need this. And that was like 4 years ago, right? Imagine where I'd be today if he didn't put that heavy burden on me, right? And a lot of us, man, we get that heavy burden put on us, and we feel like we gotta do what everybody else doing, right? We can't just get the home training at home and grow from that, right? A lot of us, we just need to sit still, because them sacrifice of fools ain't gonna get you nowhere. You think it's gonna get you somewhere fast, in all actuality, it's setting you back, right? Just like those kids in the video spend all that money to go to state to state, to combine, and next thing you know, you spent all this money and you ain't got no looks. It's setting you back when you could have been training and somebody would have came to you, right? Go ahead.
Like it. That just reminds me of when I was in high school, man, and I used to be mad at my mom, and I used to talk to my mom like, hey, take me to these Nike Spark camps in Atlanta, man. They free camps, free exposure. You know what I'm saying? I can go, test and show my speed and athleticism against the best athletes in the state and some from the Southeast. But in all actuality, man, I was not ready for that. You got to think about it, bro. Like the coach said on the video, city, you got to break it down. School, city, you know what I'm saying? Region, state. And you got to break it down by that level to make it plain for the people. What I'm saying is, when I go back and look at my work ethic at the time, I wasn't even dominating my school in certain, you know what I'm saying, combined measurements, things of that nature, such as like 40-time broad jump, 3-cone shuttle, agility drills, explosion. Like, as an athlete at that time, I wasn't where I needed to be to go to a Spark camp and have people turn their head at me. I was just in awe of, you know what I'm saying, the aesthetic of being an athlete on that level. So instead of actually putting in the work to eventually get to that point and have them come see me at Hephzibah High School in Hephzibah, Georgia, I was sitting up here looking at them online, and I was just like, man, I want to be that. But see, the thing is, I wasn't really putting in the work that I needed to get to that point. And that's pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, the story of a lot of young children, especially in today's time. But
man, I had friends that went to them combines. just to get the little Under Armour tees and the book bags and stuff, and come back to school and wear it like they did something, and they still ain't got no looks, right? Just like in the Christian church, everybody striving to get those titles, Reverend this and Deacon this and First Evangelist this and First Lady this and Pastor Evangelist this, and all of that, right? That's what this scripture is saying. They broaden their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. They're doing it for vanity, right? They're doing it to get other people to think that they're good, right? Oh man, he went to so-and-so camp. We got to play him next week. Oh man, that's what they think's going on in other people's head, right? Knowing that they garbage, right? But they just doing that to what's the word? To compensate for their lack, right? You had something to say, Denal?
Come, man. I was just gonna say, like Yeshua was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like Yeshua was saying, these camps, man, and these exposure combines and stuff like that, it's like, man, they're stepping stones. So, I mean, when you really think about it, they were open to anybody, but really it was for those that were killing in their area, to the point where, dang, man, people in my area can't stop me. I wonder how good I am. I wonder how really good I am. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to take it up a notch and see where I rank amongst people in different cities, in different states, because I already got my city on lock. But nowadays, people can't even get past the guy that's in his class for 4 periods out the day. You know what I'm saying? 4 classes out the day. You can't even get past him, but you're already thinking about, I wonder where I rank, in other cities. Brother, you know what I'm saying? You got to take a couple seats. You know what I'm saying? But another thing I wanted to say too was, along with the video, just like anything that's given to you, anything that's free, people just don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? They don't appreciate it. And as much as we want to do good for folks, sometimes you got to let them go through it. Sometimes you got to, you know what I'm saying, make them work for it, because a lot of times you help people out, it ends up hurting them more than helping. And that's what a lot of these kids are running into nowadays, for sure, because they got so much at their fingertips. And same thing for the truth, man. We got so much at our fingertips that we feel like we don't have to fellowship with brothers and sisters, right? Because I can just fellowship online, or I can watch a video, this, that, and the third. Even though that the scriptures call us to fellowship with like-minded people, right? Things are so ready at our fingertips and so tangible that it kind of handicaps us to an extent, when when it should be doing the opposite. But as a people, man, we just get lazy, But
Yeah, that was a good point. Another aspect of this scripture, phylacteries and borders of their garments, spiritually, that's people. Now I'll say it like this. Nowadays, it's more spiritually and psychological, right? And I say that to mean this: when you talk to people, it's all about what you claim as a religion that establishes you as being spiritual, right? You talk to somebody, oh, I'm a Moorish American, right? It sounds good, but you start diving deep into it, you don't even know what a Moorish American is. You think you do from the shallow research you did, or now you're Islam, you're Nation of Islam, and you're wearing the garments and all that just to make people think that you're on a spiritual journey, right? You don't got to do all that stuff when you already are, right? You already a part of the greatest nation in the world. You already have the training right there in your backyard. Just pick it up. You ain't never did it. A lot of us, man, they'll say, I read the Bible front and back. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Right? Because if you was actually putting the work in your backyard and you did read the Bible, you would understand what it's talking about, right? For example, there's a sound bite with Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said, Ocho, what's the first book in the Bible? This fool said Leviticus. This fool said Leviticus. He said, what's the last? He said, Ocho, what's the last book in the Bible? He said, Appalachians. What? But you got the nerve to say that you love God and God knows your heart and God knows you got a special relationship. You don't even read. The training is right there on your desk. You don't even put the reading in, right? Let's read verse 6 real quick.
Con, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues.
Right? They love to be where the main coach is gonna be. They love to be where the star athlete's gonna be. Right? They love to be on the big stage, right? But the ones that's gonna make the kingdom, they don't love to be on the big stage. They're not gonna love the chief seats in the synagogue, man. Right? They'll be willing to take on a hustle player role that doesn't really have stats like that, right? If they know it's gonna help the team win, right? But a lot of people, man, they just focus on the wrong thing, man. They focus on the bright stage and the big lights and the attention from their peers, right? Let me see some. Where we at? Luke 11 and 43. Luke 11 and 43. All right, if you can read this.
Come on, this is the book of Luke, chapter 11 and verse 43. Woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye love the uppermost seats in the synagogues and greetings in the markets.
Right? Once again, man, you love the uppermost seats, right? Stop worrying about them uppermost seats, especially if you're not even worthy to sit in them yet, right? I believe Christ said in a parable, he said, when you hold a feast, don't desire to sit at the highest seat in that feast, right? Because you don't want to be embarrassed when somebody say, hey, can you move down a couple of seats? This seat's really for somebody else, right? It's best to go ahead and sit at the lowest spot so that whoever is hosting can come to you and say, what? Hey, go up a few seats, right? That's wisdom, right? And that's what Christ was trying to tell us, right? It's okay to be in the background, right? It's okay to be low, right? That's the only way you're gonna get exalted. A lot of these people are just like these high school kids. They want to exalt themselves, and then when they never make it, or when somebody asks them to step down, or when they're a bust, right? Now they feeling bad because they wasn't ready, right? Let's get this real quick. Amos 5 and 21.
Con.
Amos 5 and 21.
Con, the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse number 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Right? That don't mean stop participating in feasts. You know, some Israelites took that and was like, we aren't supposed to be doing these feasts. He don't like them. Nah, man, that's not what it's talking about. It's just saying in the heart that you're doing it, man. A lot of y'all like these high school kids, man. The only reason why you come to practice is because you know you got to come to practice if you want to play in the game, right? A lot of y'all, the only reason why you paying to come to this camp, right, is because you know everybody else is doing it, right? Don't just do it because you're going through the motions because you know everybody else doing it. The Most High doesn't care about your sacrifice of fools, right? If you're just doing it just so you can say you did it and you good, right? That's not good enough. Like I said, the Christian church do that, right? I pay my tithes, and so you a good person, you're gonna make it into heaven, right? That's one of the first things they say. Hey, look, hey, do you know if you're going to heaven or not? I pay my tithes every Sunday, man. I try to do right, man. Sometimes I fall, but hey, look, that's not enough, right? And when you tell somebody they can be perfect and it's not enough, and you try to give them the answers, they don't want to hear the answers, right? They turn it away because they're too comfortable doing what they're doing. And they've already come to grips in their mind that they're a good person, right? Let's Let's get this last precept. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 5. Right? You don't want to be like this. Right?
Con, this is Genesis chapter 4, verse number 5. It says, "But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell."
Right? So, hey, God said unto his offering, it was an offering, right? You would think any king or any god or any lord would be pleased with an offering, but he had no respect unto Cain's offering. You don't want to be like Cain, man. You don't want to be going through the motions. You don't want to be paying your tithes and celebrating Christmas, and you don't want to be doing prayer hour, inshallah, right? You don't want to be doing all this crazy stuff because you think it make you a good person and a spiritual person just for it not to get respect. Right? A lot of us, man, we doing all this stuff and it's not getting respect, man. And you don't want to be before the Most High God on Judgment Day and your countenance fall, right? Because you wasn't doing what was right in your backyard. A lot of people on that day are gonna say, "Dang," right? He likened this to another parable. He said that you'll be outside and you'll see Moses and David eating at my table, but you won't be able to enter because you did not the things that I asked of you, right? A lot of us are gonna be like, dang, I guess the Sabbath day was in the Bible. Dang, I guess I could have took some time to read about those holy days. Like dang, I guess a lot of them gonna be like, man, it was in my backyard this whole time, and their countenance is gonna fall because they was too busy giving this sacrifice of fools, making themselves feel comfortable. Right. But that's all I got, man. So just giving y'all something to think about. If the brothers got any verses, speak now, forever hold your peace.
I don't got a verse, but I will say, if you're watching this, man, don't be that person. Don't be the person that want to just do it just so that way, you can just cross it off your list and make it seem like you wise in front of people. Because at the end of the day, hey, that pressure, it bursts pipes. People be like, well, pressure make diamonds too, but it also bursts pipes. And you don't want to be the person that think you a diamond, but your pipe get busted, then you confound it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we try to do, especially with our people when we teach these lessons or we give our advice or, we go on the street corners. All we try to do is give people the ammunition to help them arm themselves against being fake. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother did a video a few weeks back talking about diamond testing. All we trying to do is help you get real diamonds, bro. So take advantage of it. You don't got to put on that fake jewelry to be accepted by men, because at the end of the day, man is not going to be the one who pull out that diamond tester to see whether you're real or not. It's the Most High God, right?
Come.
So, with that, shalom.
Come. Mighty lesson.
And with that, man, I know it's kind of late, but we say, if you're not gathering, you're scattering, and we're commanded to gather. So, hey, man, take heed to what's in your backyard. Hopefully, this, edified. But nonetheless, we say shalom.
Shalom.